Do you know who the man was that most likely played a decisive role in the spiritual journey of Constantine the Great towards Christ? Not the general, not the senator, not the political advisor, but the holy bishop, Saint Hosius, Bishop of Cordova, present-day Cordova in Spain. Today, many portray Constantine the Great as a cold political realist who merely used Christianity for reasons of power. But this fails to explain the most important thing. How is it possible for an all-powerful Roman emperor raised within the worship of Sol Invictus and the old pagan world to turn so deeply and existentially towards the faith that until then had been persecuted? Furthermore, the famous vision before the Battle of the Milvia Bridge, the Christogram, the phrase "in this sign conquer," obviously cannot be understood as some sudden magical event. They can only be explained as the culmination of a long inner spiritual journey. And throughout this journey, Hosius of Cordova stood beside him. The sources show that Constantine trusted him completely. He entrusted him for critical missions. He sought his counsel on the great ecclesiastical questions of the age, because Constantine saw in him something he could not longer find in the decaying world of the paganism: holiness, truth, and spiritual depth. And consider something extraordinary. Hosius was not a man of comfortable power. He was a man of the persecutions. He had risked his life for the name of Christ. He was a confessor of the faith, and such a man would never have allowed himself to become a mere administrative instrument of politics. When the great crisis of Arianism erupted, Constantine once again turned to him, not merely for a political solution, but for spiritual discernment and doctrinal truth. It was Hosius who advised him to proceed to a council, and thus we arrived at the First Ecumenical Council of Nicaea. There, what was at stake was not simply the unity of the empire, but the very truth of the faith itself. There too were laid the foundation of the Synallilia, the harmonious cooperation of the two authorities. Through this great encounter between a searching emperor and a true man of God, Constantine's personal salvation was shaped, and a Christian empire was founded, Christian Romania. And that is why Hosius of Cordova is not some forgotten detail of history. He is one of the silent roots of our world.